Wisnu, sehat selalu Pak.
Alhamdulillah, gimana kabar Pak Basuki?
Eh, agak kurang ini Pak, sehat Pak, tapi insya Allah masih bisa nyimak nih Pak, belajar
Ya,
dari Pak Wisnu dan tim. Terima kasih Pak.
sama-sama belajar, kita juga belajar, kami juga belajar sih.
Siap Pak Wisnu.
Sekarang di mana Pak Basuki?
Saya Sungai Gerong Pak di
Oh,
eh, Sumatera
ya,
Pak,
ya,
Sumatera Selatan.
ya, di Sungai Gerong ya. Ya.
Iya Pak.
Kita masih punya waktu 9 menit sebelum memulai.
Siap standby Pak Wisnu.
Oke, matur nuwun. Pembicaranya udah hadir. Ya, Bu.
Hi,
Gimana?
Ren. Hi, Ren. Can you check your microphone with this?
Hello.
Hi,
Hello.
it's okay. Thank you. So what time is it now in there in Ghana?
So it's now 8:53 a.m. in Ghana.
Oh,
It's in the morning.
yeah, early morning. Sorry.
Oh.
So you are in the office or at home?
Okay, so I'm home.
Oh, you're home.
Yeah, I wanted to do it in the house because the office there might be a lot of distractions. People will be coming in and out, and I didn't want people coming in and out, so I just wanted so when I'm done, then I'll go to the office.
So we will start in maybe 7 minutes. Yeah.
Sure, thank you.
Right. Well, let me introduce myself. I'm Jarrod, Dr. Aiden. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Yeah,
Nice to meet you. I'm so happy to be here, and thank you,
thank you.
Ginny, for giving me this opportunity.
Yeah.
I'm glad
You're
to be here.
welcome. You're so welcome. Dr. Jarrod was chairman of the Indonesia Nuclear Atomic Energy
Oh,
until
Yeah.
2012 until 2018.
18.
Yeah.
okay. That's
A long
good.
time
Nice.
ago. A long time ago.
Long time ago.
Yeah. I want to hear the progress of the nuclear technology in your country.
Sure.
I heard
I'm
many
happy
news
to share.
about Ghana.
I'm happy to share.
Yeah. Well,
I think it, but Bataan ever had the collaboration with Ghana, Dr. Jarrod?
well, at the past we had a program. It is called a short cooperation among us, among African countries and Indonesia. So we
Oh,
invite
okay.
some of the people from African countries to visit our institute at that time. So at that time we had many technical cooperation. So we sent
Mm,
some of our researchers to some of the African countries because some of country use the sorghum for their
Sorghum, agriculture, yeah.
uh,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Okay.
But I
So
heard
I
that
know
you
there's a
have
lot of CC cooperation between Ghana and the other country, like African countries and the Asian countries. Yes.
yeah. And I heard that you have a good news on the nuclear energy program in your country. there will be nuclear power
Yes.
plant.
Yes, we are like
Ah,
Ghana. It's on the journey to get a nuclear power. Yes.
okay.
It's one of the things that the country wants to achieve.
So which country will support you to construct the NPP? United States or Russia?
I actually have no idea because I'm not in the nuclear energy sector. So
Okay.
yes, so they don't disclose those information to us. I'm sure when everything is said and done, then maybe it will become a public knowledge for all of us to know which countries they are going with.
But I heard you have many cooperation with the United States, also with the Russia and with China, or maybe.
Yes, because I know we have a lot of engagements with them. Like the units have a lot of engagements with them, but for now, I wouldn't know which of the countries they are going with in the nuclear power program.
Yeah. Oh, what kind of source right now do you use for the electricity? The coal or gas?
Hydro. We use hydro.
Oh,
Oh,
hydro.
hydro.
Yeah,
Oh,
hydro and thermal. That's what we use.
So you have a lot of rivers or maybe
Yeah, we do. We do.
Okay. Oh, who made this spotlight? Okay. Let me introduce our chairman of Indonesian Nuclear Society,
Okay.
Professor Susilo Widodo.
He's already in or not?
He's already here.
Pak Susilo.
Yeah. He's the chairman of Indonesian Nuclear Society.
Dr. Irin.
Hello.
Sorry, now I am somewhere in the MRT station.
Oh, okay.
You're traveling to Serpong or something.
Yes, so little bit
Crowded and noisy also.
Noisy?
It's not clear, so yeah.
Yeah. Nice to meet you.
In this station. Yeah, busy here. Sorry.
No.
Yeah. We always have a webinar every Thursday. So we invite speakers around the world, including you.
Wow.
Thank you
That's
for
nice. Yes. And I even told Ginny that maybe the next webinar, when it's well planned, we could get the one in the nuclear energy to come and tell you more about the nuclear energy journey in Ghana.
Yeah. So we can invite the speaker from Ghana again.
Yes.
About the nuclear energy program.
Program in Ghana, yes.
And do you have any target for net zero emission in 2050 or 2060? Net zero emission target. Every country usually have Indonesia have a net zero emission target in 2060.
Oh, okay.
So we have to find a way to replace the coal power plant.
Yes. I think most countries have signed to that. So everybody is trying to reduce. Everybody's trying to reduce. That's why we all want to go. I think nuclear is the best option for these things. Yes.
I think we have to start.
Yeah. Okay, let us start the webinars today. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me speak in Bahasa Indonesia first ya. Selamat sore Bapak dan Ibu partisipan HIMNI yang setia. Hari ini kita akan menyelenggarakan webinar HIMNI ke-32 atau ke-212 ya, sejak kita mulai. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Temanya hari ini yaitu mengenai aplikasi nuklir di Ghana. Ya, speaker kita seorang wanita yang luar biasa dari Ghana. Beliau nanti akan menyampaikan apa saja perkembangan penggunaan teknologi nuklir di Ghana. Tapi sebelum itu kami persilakan Bapak Susilo Widodo untuk membuka acara ini. Monggo Pak Susilo.
Baik, terima kasih Bu Geni. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat sore, salam sejahtera untuk kita semua. Salam sehat dari Jakarta. Ini bukan di kantor Pasar Jumat, tapi samber antara Tamrin dan Pasar Jumat. Saya berhenti sebentar di suatu stasiun di Blok A ini. Blok A. Salam sehat dari Blok A. Stasiun MRT Blok A. Pertama-tama, marilah kita panjatkan puji syukur kehadirat Tuhan Yang Maha Esa, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Sore ini pun kita diberikan nikmat yang luar biasa sehingga kita bisa melanjutkan kegiatan rutin webinar HIMNI yang kesekian kalinya. Dan alhamdulillah hari ini kita mendapatkan tamu yang luar biasa, saya kira gitu. Terima kasih Bu Geni yang kenal kemana-mana sehingga bisa menghadirkan tamu dari ujung benua sana yang mungkin nanti bisa share ke kita semua terkait perkembangan iptek nuklir, khususnya energi nuklir di Ghana, Afrika, sebuah negara yang kita pikir ya dulu jauh ketinggalan dari kita, tapi ternyata sekarang sudah lebih maju, jauh lebih maju dari kita. Minimal ada perbedaan dari kita, capaian-capaian terakhir terkait. Ini sebentar Mas, cuma sebentar lagi, 2 menit lagi Mas, cuma 2 menit lagi. Ya sorry ditegur apa itu security untuk supaya di musola saja kalau mau ngomong. Tapi saya ini nggak di musola. Ya, to Dr. Irene, thank you very much for your readiness to share with us your experience on developing nuclear application and nuclear science and technology in Ghana. I would like to thank you for this, and I would like to also to congratulate you also of your achievement on the what I call nuclear readiness review, which you have passed the first step review on this, because in case of our country, we still among 19 items, we still have at least 1 item need to be complete. And in case of you, you have completed the first step. And congratulations, so a little bit you ahead compared to us on this level. And this nice to hear from you. How can you can achieve this? Because we still fight and to have the first step to complete this. But item is the governmental commitment on nuclear power plant development in Indonesia. You have already from NEPU, and we still under preparation to have organization something like NEPU in your country. Congratulations again, once again.
Thank you.
And Ya, Bu Kenny, saya kira itu saja yang bisa saya sampaikan. Karena ini di jalan, jadi suasana sangat berisik. Dan terima kasih. Kurang lebihnya mohon maaf. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Terima kasih banyak Pak Susilo. Sebelum kita mulai, Bapak dan Ibu yang ingin menjadi anggota HIMNI, silahkan simak video berikut. Yeah, thank you so much, Pak Jarod. Ladies and gentlemen, participants HIMNI, today is our 32nd webinars in this year, or 212 our webinars since we started the webinar during the pandemic. And our theme today is exploring Ghana's nuclear program, energy and beyond of that. We know that these days, nuclear technology is becoming a hot topic as a solution for energy challenges. And Ghana is right in the middle of it. So not only Indonesia, Ghana also in the middle of it. And they are not just looking at nuclear power for electricity, but also using it for all kinds of other cool stuff that can really make a difference in people's life. The Ghana Atomic Energy Commission, GAEC, is leading the charge here. When it comes to energy, they are working on nuclear power to give the country a reliable, long-lasting, and eco-friendly source of electricity. Ghana, like many other countries like Indonesia also, needs more power as its population grows. And nuclear energy could be the answer to their clean energy goals. And to achieve the net zero emission carbon, of course. But here's the kicker. Nuclear technology in Ghana isn't just for electricity. It's also being used in other important areas like healthcare. Nuclear medicine and radiation therapy are helping treat disease like cancer. And in agriculture, nuclear techniques are improving crops, fighting pests, and keeping the soil healthy as well. Basically, nuclear is doing way more than just keeping the lights on. It's improving everyday life in all sorts of ways. In today's webinar, we are teaming up with the International Council of Women in Technology and Industry to dive into Ghana's nuclear journey, both in energy and non-energy fields. We will also talk about how Indonesia and Ghana are working together in nuclear development in the future, sharing knowledge and building international collaboration, we hope. Our speakers will include experts and role models, of course, who will shed light in Ghana's nuclear story and inspire the next generation of women in STEM. This webinar is a chance to see how nuclear energy is shaping the future and making the world for a better place, of course. It's also a great opportunity to encourage young women to pursue careers in science and technology. Our distinguished speaker today is Dr. Irene Opoku Ntim. She is a senior research scientist in Ghana Atomic Energy Commission and a senior lecturer at the University of Ghana School of Nuclear and Allied Science. Dr. Opoku Ntim has a PhD in applied nuclear physics and specialized in many areas of nuclear science. Her work includes using techniques like solid-state nuclear track analysis and X-ray fluorescence to monitor radon levels. Of course, this is related with the environmental research. Indoor air quality, check indoor air quality, and also support climate change research. Dr. Opoku Ntim is passionate about promoting nuclear science education and is a strong supporter of gender equality, especially encouraging and empowering women in science and academy. Her contributions have a big impact on the scientific community and educational program in Ghana and beyond. So, Dr. Irene, you are having about 1 hour. The mic is yours now.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ginny, for the warm reception and the kind introduction. And I'm so happy to be here. Happy to be here to share some of the nuclear programs that you are having in Ghana. And I'm happy to be here because I know that we can all share this knowledge and make sure that we make a real difference in the world. So without wasting much time, I'd like to just go to my slides, share my slides, and go through it with all of you. Thank you. So as I was affectionately introduced by Ginny, I'm Irene Opoku Ntim, and I work with the Ghana Atomic Energy. So this morning, I'm here to share with you some of the nuclear programs that Ghana is doing in energy, and especially in the non-energy applications in Ghana. So with the outline of my presentation, I'll give a brief introduction, then give you a brief journey on Ghana's nuclear journey. Then, as I said, I'll be focusing more on the Ghana Atomic Energy Commission, its institutes, the School of Nuclear and Allied Sciences, and the National Nuclear Research Institutes and Women in Nuclear Ghana. So when you talk about nuclear technology, as Ginny was saying, nuclear technology it's now one of the most pivotal, important things in the world now, because it's helping us achieve the sustainable development goals by offering solutions across various sectors. So with nuclear technology, its potential to drive progress is evident in, I think, almost all fields. When you go to energy, when you go to healthcare, agriculture, environmental protection, nuclear technology is there. So when you talk about security in energy, nuclear power is one that provides a reliable and low carbon energy source. And when you go to healthcare, nuclear technology is there, which is helping us to diagnose and treat diseases. And when you go to agriculture, nuclear technology is there, helping us improve food security by enhancing crop varieties, resistance to diseases and pests. So nuclear technology is helping us a lot. In the environment, we can see nuclear technology helping us in pollution, studies, climate change, water resource management, and all that. All these is the help of nuclear technology that is helping us achieve these feats. So as I said, I want to give a brief history of Ghana's nuclear journey. So as Ginny rightly said, Ghana is going nuclear, and with the nuclear journey, it didn't start today. It started way back. sorry, it started way back. And so the start of nuclear power program in Ghana dates as far back as 1960, when our first president, that's of Osadefo, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, started the Kwabenya nuclear project. And this was after Ghana had its first hydropower. So when the hydropower was established, the then president saw that nuclear power was a source of energy that would contribute significantly to the energy sector, especially in the country and also the continent as a whole. So he realized, as you all know, nuclear energy is one of the cleanest energy that you can have and all that. So he made it a point that Ghana should add nuclear energy to its energy mix. And since the 1960s, Ghana has been progressing steadily. And I can say now Ghana is on course to achieve its aim of getting a nuclear power in the country. And I discussed with Jeannie that the story of nuclear power will, there's going to be a whole, is a whole topic, and I'm going to bring an expert to talk about the journey of nuclear power in Ghana, which I think in the next webinar, when Ghana is invited, we are going to talk about the nuclear power industry in Ghana. So as I said from my outline, I'll be focusing more on the Ghana Atomic Energy Commission. And so when the then president realized that Ghana wants to add nuclear techniques into its activities, the Ghana Atomic Energy was established in the 1963. Why was it established? It was established to promote the peaceful application of nuclear and allied techniques in research and development, to educate and train, and also to regulate regulatory and technical services for industries, like companies that uses radiation techniques. Sorry, please. So under the Ghana Atomic Energy, we have about 7 institutes, and every institute has their own core mandates. That's to drive the mission and vision of the Ghana Atomic Energy Commission. So we have the National Nuclear Research Institute, which employ nuclear techniques and related technology for the socioeconomic, for the socioeconomic development of Ghana through research and development. We have the Radiological and Medical Sciences Research Institute, sorry, I'm back. So we have the Radiological and Medical Research Institutes, which employ nuclear techniques to promote human health. Thus, the mission is to contribute to cancer and other healthcare needs through nuclear and isotopic techniques. Then we have the Ghana Space Science. We have the Ghana Space Science, which was established to there's something blocking something here. Which was established to exploit space, science, and technology for socio-economic development in the country. So you also have the Radiation Protection Institute, which was established to provide scientific and technical support for the now defunct Radiation Protection Board, which was established in 1983 as the National Competent Authority for Authorization and Inspection of Practices using radiation sources and radioactive materials in Ghana. So its mandate is to work in the area of radiation protection. We also have the Biotechnology and the Nuclear Agricultural Research Institute. They are to promote peaceful application of biotechnology, nuclear and related techniques for the development of sustainable solutions for increased food and nutrition security, health and well-being, and industrialization for economic development and poverty alleviation in Ghana. Then we also have the Nuclear Power Institute, which was established to, as I said, the moment Ghana, the nuclear energy journey started, the Nuclear Power Institute was also established to support and develop capability to ensure the delivery of sustainable nuclear energy programs in Ghana. Then you also have the School of Nuclear and Allied Sciences. So I'll be talking more about the School of Nuclear and Allied Sciences because this is where most training of students who want to go into the nuclear field are being trained. So the School of Nuclear and Allied Sciences, which is also another institute under the Ghana Atomic Energy Commission, was jointly established in 2006 by the Ghana Atomic Energy Commission and University of Ghana in collaboration with the International Atomic Energy Agency. And why was it established? So it was established for the purpose of enhancing human resource development and nuclear knowledge management to meet the needs of Ghana and other African countries in the area of nuclear science and technology, and also to support Ghana's investments in nuclear energy. Because if Ghana wants to go nuclear, it needs the human resource. So this school was established to also provide the human resource for the nuclear energy industry. What's the mission and the vision of the school? So the vision of the school is to be a leading graduate school producing high caliber nuclear scientists and engineers to support the healthcare, industrial and environmental, and the socio-economic development of Ghana and Africa. And also the mission, the school exists for the preservation, maintenance, and enhancement of nuclear knowledge in Ghana and Africa through the provision of high quality teaching, research, entrepreneurship training, service and development of postgraduate programs in nuclear sciences and technology. So when it comes to the school and to train, if you want to, some of the courses we have, so the school is purposely is a graduate school, so MPhil and PhD courses are the ones that are being run there. So we have the Department of Nuclear Engineering, the Department of Nuclear Science and Application, the Department of Medical Physics, and the Department of Nuclear Agriculture and Radiation Processing. So under each department, we also have some courses that are being undertaken under those departments. So when you go to the Nuclear Engineering department, students can apply to do nuclear engineering, computational nuclear science and engineering, the nuclear technology application in petroleum and mining industries. The same thing applies to the nuclear science and applications, where students can apply to do applied nuclear physics, nuclear and radiochemistry, nuclear earth science, nuclear and environmental protection. Also, the Department of Nuclear Safety and Security, students are being trained in health physics and radiation protection, and they also undertake the IAEA postgraduate education in radiation protection and safety of radiation sources, which is a program that is run for 5 months in Ghana for English-speaking African countries. Then you also have the Department of Medical Physics, who also trains students in medical physics and nuclear science and technology, which is also an IAEA AFRA program. Then you have the Department of Nuclear Agriculture and Processing. Then they train students in nuclear agriculture and radiation processing. So in all these, you can either come and do your master's or your PhD in any of these courses. So the school does not exist in isolation. It collaborates with some national institutions. So some of the institutions that the school collaborates with is the Ghana Atomic Energy, as I said, it was part of their mandates where they established the School for Human Resource. They have the MOE, that's the Ministry of Health, the Environmental Protection Agency, that's the EPA, the Customs, the Petroleum Commission, the Ministry of Mines, a lot more. Then, I mean, we collaborate with most of the universities in Ghana. Then we have the CSR, we have the Ghana Standards Authority, the teaching hospitals, Korle Bu, Komfo Anokye. We also have the Sweden Medical Center, the University of Ghana Medical Center, and the COVET and GIS for training of artisans, welders, electronics, etc. Then we also have international partnerships with IEA. Then we have the GAEC UG, NESCA NAU, which is in South Africa. We have the US Department of Energy, the US Nuclear Regulatory Commission. Then we also have the Africa Regional Cooperative Agreement for Research, Development and Training, which is related to nuclear science and technology, that's AFRA. Then you have the Norway Technology University, the Argonne National Laboratory, to mention but a few. So what are some of the achievements since the inception of the postgraduate school at the School of Nuclear and Allied Sciences? So after just over 3 years of its establishment, the school was recognized as an academic excellence because of the track record and management, and also, so with that, the IEA endorsed it as a regional designated center for Africa. So with the school, you can see that a lot of African countries, especially those who speak English, come to Ghana to train in nuclear science and technology. Then I mentioned, we also have the postgraduate education course, which is being sponsored by the IEA, where English-speaking countries in Africa come and they are trained in nuclear science and technology, that's in radiation protection and safety for radiation sources for 5 to 6 months in Ghana. And from this chart is just showing, as I say, some of the achievements. So since the inception of the school to 2023, this is some of the graduates that the school has produced. For the PJEC, we have produced about 227 students, MPhil 688, and for PhD 47. So I think when I said I was going to focus more on the non-nuclear energy applications in Ghana. And with that, I'll be focusing more on one of the biggest institutes in Ghana, Atomic Energy. That's the National Nuclear Research Institute. That's the mother of institutes of all the institutes at the Ghana Atomic Energy, because most of the other institutes were born out of the National Nuclear Research Institute. And the institute uses a lot of nuclear applications. I mean, that is one of the things, that is what we do, using nuclear applications in research. So what is the mandate of the NNR, that's the National Nuclear Research Institute? So they are to employ nuclear techniques and related technology for the socio-economic development of Ghana through research and development, training and education. So whilst doing the research training, we train students, so people from all over Ghana, and even those from outside Ghana all come and train at our institute in nuclear science and technology. And the activities, when you come to the institutes, there are 4 broad areas that the institutes thrive under. So we have the nuclear applications in industry, they have the water resources management, we have the environmental health, environment and human safety. They also have the digital electronics section. So these are the 4 broad areas that the institute thrive under. And I'll try and go through some of these areas. So the first, when you come to the nuclear applications in industry, So under the nuclear applications in industry, we have some of the activities that is being carried under this is non-destructive evaluation services. Then we also have the research reactor, where we use the research reactor for research to elemental analysis and all that. Then we also have the accelerator projects. So under the non-destructive evaluation services and testing, that's is used, commonly called the NDT, is used in industry to evaluate the properties of material without causing damage. So the NDT is used to evaluate materials without causing damage. You don't have to destroy your material before you can see whatever is going on. So the NDT, it's a that's like the name speaks for itself, non-destructive. So under the NDT, we have the radiography or radio tracer, which employs the X-ray radiography and the gamma radiography. You also have the ultrasonic inspection, testing of the UT, that's for flaw detection, thickness measurements. Then also we have the magnetic particle. Then we also have the liquid penetrant or dye penetrant inspection. So I can say NDT services are being employed in almost all industries, like in most industries, if not all. But for me, I'll say it's employed in almost, because every industry would have to use NDT in one way or the other. So it's just showing some of the works that we do with the NDT, as I said, for detecting cracks and flaws in tanks and water joints. So with this, you don't have to maybe cut through the tank. So the NDT can just, with the NDT technology, you could just know whether there's a crack or there's a flaw in the tanks without destroying it. And the same goes to crack detection. So some industries employ us to use our techniques to check if there's a crack or something in their tanks, their cars, anything that they have. Then you also have the radio tracer technique. So under the radio tracer techniques, we do gamma column scanning technique, where we used to locate internal defects of steel vessels without disrupting the normal plant operations. So also used to obtain a clear picture of conditions inside a vessel, know the flow pattern, then also measure the spatial distribution of the activity concentration, then like using the flow rate measurements. So measurement of the activity concentration of radioactive tag in fluid medium. So this also shows scientists at sites using the radio tracer technology to assess the efficiency of purification of wastewater at a treatment plant at the Tema Oil Refinery, one of the refineries in Ghana. Also, the NDT helps in leak detection. So the use of radionuclide tracers to find leaks of flow path has wide applications. That's to find the location of a leak, especially if there's a buried pipe and all that. There's no need to excavate the pipe before you could detect if there's a leak. With the NDT's radionuclide tracers, you could use it to know whether there is a leak or not. So it's been employed in most of these industries that's buried their, most of the time, like they have buried their tanks underground, and they need to check for all these. So with this technology, we could help them without letting them excavate the tank before you could find out whether there's a leak or not. And also the nuclear moisture intensity gauges, that's ensuring product quality. So we use the nucleonic gauges. That's an instrument that uses a radioisotope to measure materials and products. And I used to ensure optimum coating thickness, such as metal coating. Then moisture gauges are used in construction materials, That's asphalt and concrete, glass, mineral processing, chemicals, and food. Then you have the radioisotope gauges that's used to measure mass per unit area in manufacturing of some products like the aluminium foil, paper, and steel plate. So for the soil density measurements, we have an instrument that is used in the building and road construction industry. I just want to show you. So that's used to determine the soil density of the, before, maybe when you're constructing the road, to check whether the density of the soil needed for the road is the right density before maybe you put on the coal tile and all that. They also have the computer tomography, which is also another non-destructive imaging, measuring and analyzing the pore structure and flow characteristics of engineering materials. In some of the areas that we use the CTR, process and flow detection, fluid flow behavior. Sorry. The analysis of failure, dimensional measurements of non-accessible geometrical features, and also for the statistical verification of material properties such as density distribution. So as I said, we also have the accelerator research projects. So when you come to Ghana, the accelerator facility was established at the Ghana Atomic Energy purposely for the elemental composition and structure analysis of materials of interest in cultural heritage, agriculture, health, environment, forensics, mining, industry, education, and training. So the facility is mostly used for research, for education, and for training purposes. Then we have the water resource management. So under the water resource management, most of the activities that we do there are the water quality assessment, also isotope hydrology and site investigation for borehole drilling. So when you go to the water quality assessments, so this involves the measurement of physical, chemical, and biological content of water to determine the suitability for domestic, agricultural, and industrial processes following the global and national standards. So we make sure that the water that we use in the country, it's fit for purpose, it's good for us to consume. Yes, then also the isotope lab also they determine the stable isotopes to trace the origin of groundwater, and also radioisotopes to measure the rate of groundwater replenishment. Then you also have the site investigation for borehole, where they use the electrical resistivity meter for conducting site investigation to identify promising sites for borehole drilling. So if you want to drill your borehole, you just don't go and start drilling. I mean, with this method, you know whether this place is a good place for you to drill or not without spoiling most sites. Then you also have the environment and safety under the National Nuclear Research Institute. So we have the nuclear analytical techniques where we employ the instrumental neutron activation analysis, the ion beam analysis as the accelerator, the X-ray fluorescence, the atomic absorption spectrometry, that's the AAS. And these techniques help in some industries in Ghana, like the metal industries, the jewelry industry, the paint and dye industry, the oil industry, the active arts, mining industry, the food industry, the cosmetic industry, textile. So a lot, we do work for a lot of industries in Ghana. So this is just showing some of the laboratory works that we do. Then some of the ways that we also do is identification of major sources of air pollution. So air particulate samples are collected, that's using the SRF. So we work for the industry, the combustion, the marine, so we do all this for most industries to check the major sources of air pollution under the air quality studies. Then we also have the radon monitoring, where the units use the nuclear track detection for monitoring radon in soils, then in indoors, also to check for fault lines, especially in earthquake-prone areas, and also to advise the real estate developers when they're developing their homes, we need to do the radon testing before a building is put up, or if the building has been put up already, you also have to check to see that the levels in the homes are at the recommended levels. And we also do research into uranium deposits to find out if there are enough deposits in Ghana, since Ghana wants to go nuclear. So if there's enough uranium deposits in Ghana, based on research, I think it will help the country when it comes to fuel for the nuclear power. Then you also have the electronic and digital section under the National Nuclear Research Institute. That's so the institute is based on centers. So the centers that are responsible for that is the Engineering Services Center. So they are responsible for installing and maintenance of all equipment in GAEC and beyond. It's not only GAEC, but they also get other jobs that they do by installing and maintaining equipment. And they also organize training programs for industry. They also organize training program for industry, train them in these digital electronics, and also support the commercialization and communication directorates of GAEC in the organization of competent-based training programs for students. So, when Jenny was reading my bio, she said I was passionate about women in science. Yes, I'm passionate about women because we all know that women, when we are on board, things change. And I would like to tell us a bit of story about the women in nuclear Ghana. So when it comes to women in nuclear Ghana, in 2019, GAEC has been there since 1963. And when it started, it was really a male-dominated institution. It still is, but for now, I would say there is a lot more women in GAEC as opposed to the previous years. So in 2019, when Ghana was initiated, why was it initiated? That's to meet all women in nuclear profession at GAEC and also in industries that uses radiation. So the plan to establish the association was presented at a meeting where all women were called, like women in science in GAEC were called. And at that meeting, an interim officers were formed or to be the working group. So what were they to do? They were to compile the database of women in nuclear profession in Ghana. So as I said, it's not the women in nuclear profession they are not only based in GAEC, but some are based in the hospitals, at the university, and so forth. So the interim officers were to compile the database of all women in nuclear profession in Ghana, and also to develop a logo for the Ghana, the WIN Ghana, and also develop a constitution or a charter for the WIN Ghana. So when all these were done, like getting the logo, the constitution were done, it was circulated among members for suggestions and comments. So a general meeting was called, and the interim officers were confirmed as WIN Ghana executive members because to drive the association, and when it gets to a certain stage, elections will be called and executives will be changed. So officially, the Women in Nuclear Ghana was launched in 2020. Because of COVID, we couldn't meet. You all know what happened in 2020. So because of COVID, we couldn't meet. So we had an online, very nice online program with WIN Global and WIN Africa joining in the launch. And this launch was done by the Deputy Minister of Science in Ghana. So this just showing you during the launch, all women joining in during the lunch. We're all smiles. We're happy to have women coming together to drive the nuclear agenda in Ghana, to help drive the nuclear agenda in Ghana. So these are the Executive Committee of WIN Ghana. So these were the interim officers for WIN Ghana. So what was the vision of WIN Ghana? It was to be a medium of exchange and awareness creation of the immense contribution of nuclear science and technology and safety measures that ensure protection of the public and the environment. And the mission was to develop discussions with the public on the safe and peaceful uses of nuclear science and technology and its immense benefits thereof to people and society. Because most people think nuclear is more of warfare, but with the establishment, Monday, as I said, to go out there and educate the public on the safe uses of nuclear science and technology, and that it benefits the society and not for warfare, and also to create a platform for women in nuclear to network and increase awareness among themselves and others. I mean, there were a lot of women working in nuclear, but we didn't know ourselves. I mean, apart from maybe those of us working at GAEC, as I said, there are most other people in other institutions. So with this establishment, we got to know a lot of women who were working with nuclear. And also encourage career interest among women, especially young girls, in nuclear engineering, science, and other nuclear-related professions. So it's one of our main aims to go out there and encourage the young ones that nuclear is one of the fields that they can work in and also achieve whatever they want to achieve as scientists. So under the WIN Ghana, we conduct some activities in Ghana. So some of the activities that we do is to promote Ghana, WIN Ghana among women in the nuclear industry. We also embark on outreach programs in secondary and tertiary institutions. And one of our aims is also to establish WIN Ghana clubs in senior high schools in Ghana. Then also support existing STEM programs in Ghana, establishing mentoring programs for young professionals in nuclear science and technology, and working together with the young generation in nuclear. Because you all know that if you don't mentor the young ones, I mean, they all think that when you do nuclear science, there's nothing that you can do. But with our outreach programs, and visiting the schools, the tertiary institute, the senior high schools, and even the primary schools, there's been a lot of light being thrown on nuclear industry in the country. And this is just to show you some of the outreach programs that the Women in Nuclear Ghana has been doing over the years since its establishment. There's a lot that we've done. I mean, since the last 4 years since its establishment, we've done a lot of outreach programs into senior high schools, though it's been to only one of the region of Ghana, which is a Greater Accra, and we are planning to extend our tentacles to the other regions in Ghana. Still showing some of the outreach programs that's just educating the young ones for them to know that, yes, as women, especially the young girls, as women, they can also be in the nuclear science industry. And what are some of the supports that WIN Ghana gives, and also the global efforts to help increase women in nuclear science? I said in the beginning that since the inception, the Ghana Atomic Energy had a lot of, it was a male-dominated, but now when you come, we have a lot of females due to the establishment of the School of Nuclear and Allied Sciences, where more females were trained, and also with the support and training from WIN Ghana, where we are encouraging women to also come and study. So I can say since the inception of the WIN Ghana, we've been able to encourage some young girls, especially the tertiary institution, when they finish undergraduate, to also come and undertake courses at the School of Nuclear and Allied Sciences. So the support from WIN Ghana is mentorship and networking. And also so with that, we also have some global efforts to increase the women in nuclear science, and efforts from the IAEA, such as the Marie Sklodowska-Curie Fellowship Program, and also the Lisa Meitner Program from the IAEA. It's to support. So especially when you come to the School of Nuclear and Allied Sciences and you are being trained to do your master's, most of these young ones apply to the fellowship, and they have been supported by the IAEA to finish their nuclear science program. And this program, they are providing education and also professional opportunities for women, because especially with the IAEA programs, the young women, when they get the opportunity after going through your master's education, you're also being given 1-year training at the IAEA Center of Excellence, and you get to know what is being done there and also learn more about your field. So I'd like to end here and also acknowledge Jeannie for the invitation. We met, and I think the collaboration is going to stay forever. I also like to thank Dr. Samuel Ganyaglo, who is the director of the National Nuclear Research Institute, for helping me with the slides. I mean, he was helpful, gave me a lot of information, and also Professor Joseph Fianco, helpful in giving me information about the School of Nuclear and Allied Sciences as the dean of the school, and Professor Mary Boedu, who is the president of the Women in Nuclear Ghana. And I'd like to thank everybody for showing up and for listening. I'm grateful. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Irene. All the information is very useful for us. So it is amazing one, I think, the information that you already delivered. Actually, there is a question from the free participant in here, but I want to give you a question about the GAIC itself. You already mentioned about it. There is 7 institutes under the GAIC, yeah. And
Yes.
then it is amazing for Indonesia, I think, because one of the institute is dealing with the Space Science and Technology Institute.
Okay.
Yeah. And what is the activity? Could you please give us some information? What is the activity in the Space Science and Technology Institutes?
Okay. So with this, sorry, I hope I'm not going. Please, can you see me, or can you hear me?
Can you share off the slide?
Okay. Okay. I should share. Okay. Is it on now?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think this is the last slide. Yeah.
Okay. So as I said, with space science, one of their major things is to exploit, like they research into things about space science and technology to help the country. So they have a center where the institutes, they focus more on technologies in the space industry. So most of the staff there are from like they've done astrophysics and all that. I want to get more information. That's why I was trying to I want to get more information and let you know. So if you can give me just a minute to get some of the things that they do, because I want to share more for you.
Oh, yeah, okay, thank you. Later you can, yeah. I will
Okay.
send the specific question about the
Yes.
space science. But it is
Yes.
interesting for us, of course. And then,
Yes.
yeah, and then you already mentioned also about the school. Yeah, the school.
Yes.
So the school itself, not under the GAIC. Yeah, but it is a collaboration with the GAIC and then others institute. Is it right?
Okay. Okay. So the school is under GAIC. So it was the initiative of the GAEC, the Ghana Atomic Energy Commission, and since GAEC is a research institution, it had to collaborate with the university so that they will award the degrees. So they collaborated with the University of Ghana, one of the premier universities in Ghana, and with the support of the International Atomic Energy Agency, because they wanted to make Ghana the hub for nuclear science studies. So the school is under the Ghana Atomic Energy Commission.
What is the numbers of students, the total number?
So the total number changes every year. It changes every year, but maybe ideally I could say, since it's for masters and PhD, let's assume a population of maybe up to between 80 and 90 every year. Let me put it that way. It could be less, it could be more, depending on the year, how many students apply and all that.
So you mean the school itself is dedicated only for the postgraduate?
Yes,
For the graduate student. Oh, not the undergraduate, yeah.
No, it's only for postgraduate studies, yes.
And talking about the woman, how is the percentage of the woman?
Well, as I said, it all depends. Some years you could get some women coming in. Yes, and some years too you could. I mean, it's not a balanced thing, but I would say with the efforts of the women in nuclear, some women know that nuclear science is also a course that women can do. I mean, most of the time, people think nuclear science is for males. So with the efforts of the women in nuclear, some females are coming in to do nuclear science after their postgraduates. The number, we are not there yet. I always have to put it that way, but I know we will get there. We will get there to get more females doing nuclear science.
And is it guarantee if someone, if someone graduated from that school, they will be a staff on GAIC? No?
Okay, so when the school started, as I said, it was to also get human resource for GAEC, because at that time we decided to go nuclear and need a lot of human resource. So I think most of the earlier batches of the school was established in 2006. So from 2006 to 2010, 11, thereabout, most of the students that passed through the school were employed by the GAEC. And I could say I am a benefit of that. I was at the school, and after I graduated, I was employed by the Ghana Atomic Energy Company. Yes, but notwithstanding, most students that come there get jobs. I mean, the nuclear industry is not only the Ghana Atomic Energy. I said the hospitals are there, the universities are there. So some go to teach, some go into the, because when you read medical physics, most of them go to the hospitals to help in the treatment of cancer, the health sector and all that. We have that great section and all that. So they don't come to Atomic. Those who get to come, I mean, it's not automatic, but those who get to come, they come. The others also go to other industries to work with their knowledge.
Yeah, it seems to me this very good one, because I guess that all the lecturers who are teaching in GAEC is the experienced person.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's very good. Oh, Pak Jarod, do you have any question? Because you raise your hand.
Okay, thank you very much. Dr. Ayn, it's very interesting. I heard and watched the presentation about the Ghana status and progress. Well, as long as I know, when we implement the nuclear technology, we will face the challenge. Maybe some question from the public about the safety and about the security. How about in Ghana? Do you have any program to disseminate or to promote the nuclear technology? And what agency that doing the socialization or promotion or dissemination of this nuclear technology? This is my first questions. And the second question, you mentioned about the research reactor. You have one research reactor in your country. How is the status right now? When it was constructed and established, did you have any collaboration with country that made that research reactors? This is my second question. And the third questions, I think our chairman of the Indonesian Nuclear Society was already mentioned about you already established NEPIO-like team. Well, as long as I know, the name is Ghana Nuclear Power Program Organization, GNPPO. Well, it is very difficult for us to establish that kind of organization in Indonesia, because this is a very political sensitivity. Who is the chairman of that GNPPO? Or the Minister of Energy, or maybe the top of the country, the president or prime minister? Because we want to learn from your side, because we are in the process right now to establish the NEPIO, Nuclear Energy Program Implementation Organization. Well, it is good to learn from your side, because you have that kind of organization, GNPPO. Thank you. This is my third question. So I have first question, which or what organization is doing the dissemination. The second is the status and the process to establish that kind of research reactors. And the third is the organization of that kind of GNPPO. Who is the chairman or the top of the person in that organization? Thank you.
Okay, so thank you for your questions. So I'll start with the promotion of the nuclear science and technology in the country. So this is why the Ghana Atomic Energy was established. That's its main core mandate, to disseminate and also to inform Ghana about the peaceful applications of the nuclear. So Ghana Atomic Energy is doing that, and with the support of all its institutes they help in letting people know that nuclear is safe, and with nuclear, as a country, nothing is going to happen. And I also talk about women in nuclear coming on board to also help in the dissemination of information about the nuclear industry. So I hope, is the first answer okay for you, or?
Okay, there's another one. Do you have
Yes.
any anti-nuclear demonstration in your country?
No,
You want
please.
problem?
No,
Okay, that's good.
we've not had that. Okay, so also about the research reactor, it was installed in 1994 in Ghana. That's when we had the research reactor, and so it was acquired with collaboration between Ghana, China, and the International Atomic Energy Agency. And so usually, so it's for research purposes as the neutron activation analysis, for education and training, and for research and development. So it was a collaboration between Ghana, China, and the IAEA for the installation of the research reactor. Then I think the last question was on how we've been able to come up with is it the nuclear power program? Is that the question?
The question is, I heard that you have a team or organization. It is called Ghana Nuclear Power Program Organization.
Yes. Yes.
Who is the chairman and how to establish? Is there any debate about? For us, it is very difficult to establish that kind of organization.
Oh, okay. So as I think when the journey of the nuclear energy became like prominent, like now Ghana wants to go nuclear, that was when it was established with the help of the IAEA. So I'm sure Indonesia, it's with the IAEA. So the IAEA is the one that helps in establishing the NEPU, as you rightly said.
Okay, thank you. Who is the chairman of that organization? The minister?
Yeah. So it's under the we have the Nuclear Power Ghana, which is under the Ministry of Science and Technology.
Oh, okay, that's good. Yeah. Well, I think
And also the Ministry of Energy. So we have the Ministry of Energy and the Ministry of Science.
Oh, well, I think you are one step ahead, or maybe some step ahead of us, because to establish this kind of nuclear energy program implementation organization or NEPO organizations, we need some kind of like a public to support that kind of NEPO, because the government, between yes and no.
Oh, yes. I mean, it's not that it has been a journey, but as he said, you need to also engage the citizens. I mean, you can't just get up and say you want to go nuclear. As you're asking me, has there been any anti-nuclear protest? Because we are engaging the citizens of what we want to do, the benefits of them getting the nuclear power. And I think it's in the right direction, because if you don't involve the citizens from the onset, then it becomes a problem when you are maybe, let's say, the last stage, and you are going to put up they'll protest, because in the minds of a lot of people, nuclear, it's war. So we need to involve them from the start, and I think that is what Ghana has been doing.
Okay, thank you. Well, I hope your nuclear technology program and including the implementation goes smoothly, and I expect it goes smoothly because, well, as you said, no demonstration, anti-nuclear demonstration, just like us in Indonesia. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that it is amazing one, Pak Jarod, because there is no nuclear protest. The public is So the public acceptance is 100% in Ghana. So how do you make it? How do you educate the public?
So we organize workshops, seminars where we invite all the stakeholders that that are concerned. I mean, all those concerned about the nuclear power program. We invite them through workshops. We go into the communities also to also let them know what is going to happen in Ghana. So I think this is one of the things that we are doing.
Yeah, I think it's a very good one. And then maybe later Pak Jarod will ask some question again. And how is the nuclear technology being applied in non-energy sectors such as healthcare and agriculture? You already mentioned about Ghana has a research reactor. I'm sure that one of that you produce the radioisotope for cancer therapy or something like that. Is it right or not?
Okay, so we used to, but currently is on hold. So it's currently on hold, yes. But we use it. We use it in the industry. So like the mining companies, we do elemental analysis for them. Then also in the food companies, hospitals, and also we do a lot for these but for the production of radioisotopes is on hold now. But I mean, it's something that we used to do for the hospitals, but it's on hold now.
So how is the power of your research reactor?
So it's 34 kilowatts.
34?
Yeah, 34.
Oh, 54. Oh, kilowatts. Yeah, it's okay.
So it's a miniature neutron source reactor.
Neutron source reactor. Okay. Yeah. And then what is the challenges that's Ghana facing to implement the nuclear product? I mean, from the agriculture product agriculture product that has been implemented by the nuclear technology. Do you have any facing challenges?
No, not really. I think Ghanaians have been receptive, though, as I said, sometimes people think that when we talk about nuclear, it's about warfare, but realizing that we could also use nuclear to do a lot of things, as in the other industry, like the hospital, like in the agri section, and all that, giving them other varieties, especially in the agri section, they are doing very well, giving out maybe different crop resistance, pest resistance, and variety of crops and all that. I think they are buying into the idea that nuclear technique is also is a good thing. Though not all, I mean, there will be people who don't share in the same ideology, but I think so far so good.
Okay, I will read there is one question from the public, which is coming from the Pak Muhtar Ahmad. Pak Muhtar Ahmad from the Natuna Island. Do you want to give a question orally, or you can on your camera? Pak Muhtar Ahmad. Okay, he's asking about what is the motivation and trigger the Ghana country as one of the okay, Pak Muhtar. Okay, Pak Muhtar, you can deliver your question.
Okay, thank you, Miss Dr. Irene, as the speaker of this afternoon. My name is Muhtar Ahmad. I stay at Natuna Island. What I want to ask as the chat wall, what is the motivation or the trigger that Ghana can starting the project of nuclear for the prosperity at the 1963. Because it's remind me about Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela say that vision without mission is really dream. So what is the trigger and the motivation? Ghana is the first one for the nuclear power journey at Africa nation. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So I'll just share the slide that I've put there. So still like in our first president, that's Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, saw that the nuclear power as energy source would contribute significantly to the energy security of the country. And you know, as countries, the country grows. I mean, no country, if you were 1,000, as of 2024, you are 1,000. So he saw in his vision that maybe in the years to come, Ghana, depending only on the hydropower, won't be sufficient for the country. So he envisioned that Ghana should add nuclear energy to its energy mix. And why? He made some quotes, and I want to quote it. I think I didn't quote. He said, "We have been compelled to enter the field of atomic energy because this already promises to yield the greatest economic source of power since the beginning of man. Our success in this field will enable us to solve the many-sided problems which face us in all the spheres of our development in Ghana and in Africa. And also, we believe that the amount of energy which can be generated in Ghana can play a decisive role in the development of our industry, agriculture, health, and other services. Certainly, the foundations for the effective and rapid industrialization of our country must rest on the provision of cheap and abundant power." So this is one of the main reasons why Ghana wanted to add nuclear power to its energy mix, because first, it could give us an abundance power. I mean, there won't be a case of maybe power going off and all that. Maybe power will be cheap for us. And also in that, we could also help in the electrification of the global Africa. Thank you.
Pak Muhtar, is it okay?
Thank you very much. We are very, very concerned that the president of Ghana, Osago, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, is the vision president. Maybe you can explain us the biography of them. He is the educated like Muhammad Yunus in India or something like what? Thank you.
Yeah, he was educated. Maybe if we want to talk about Dr. Nkrumah, that's also another whole project. So maybe while sharing the slides, I'm sure we could share the slides, and we could add more information about who Dr. Kwame. He was a visionary for the country, and he did a lot for the country, and I'm not sure I could list all here. It's also another presentation on its own.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pak Muhtar. And is there any question from the public participants? If no, I want to ask Irene about the environment research. You already mentioned that the GAIC also focus on the environmental. And how is the government of in terms of environmental impact, how is Ghana using nuclear technology to contribute to climate change mitigation and environmental monitoring?
Okay, so when you come to Ghana and the use of nuclear techniques, as I said, there's a lot of, I mean, under the institutes, we all use the nuclear techniques. So when you come to specifically the National Nuclear Research Institute, I'm biased to that because that is my institute. That's why I'm talking more about them. So with the environment, especially with the radon, where I'm an active author, like active researcher in that area, we are doing more research in connection with the radon and the climate change to find out if the climate change is affecting the radon levels. As you know, well, my audience, I don't know if everybody knows about radon, but we all know that radon is one of the leading cause of lung cancer, and it's a radioactive element. So with the climate changing, and it also has the dynamics of maybe increasing or reducing due to weather patterns. So, climate is changing, and depending on the type of climate can affect whether the concentrations are going up or are going down. So it's one of the areas that we are using nuclear technology to really do research to find out the concentrations, whether within this, maybe in Ghana, we have the dry and the wet season, just have 2 seasons, the rainy and the dry season. So in the rainy season, what is happening in the dry season, and even now the patterns have changed. And as the patterns have changed, that means the concentrations are going, maybe areas that are going to have high, maybe they are going to be low. So with this, it's helping us to also do a lot of research in this area to help people in the area of radon monitoring, and also have the air quality, under the air quality, also deals with climate change to find out the pollution and all that. So we are using the nuclear techniques to also do this research to help us to know some of these, the quality of air that Ghanaians are breathing in this era of climate change.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Irene. Is there any question from the participants? If no, I want to ask Irene about the woman now.
Okay.
So
Yes.
especially in GAIC itself, what is the opportunities are available for women and young professionals in Ghana to enter the GAIC, and how is the gender equity being promoted in this space?
Okay, so if you are qualified, if you are qualified and you are in the nuclear field and there's an opening application and you qualify, the likelihood of you being a woman getting it's you have the same chance as a man, because if you have the same qualification, you are going to be employed and at the Ghana Atomic Energy Commission. And when you come to the portion of the gender equality, okay, for now it's not there, but I know we'll get there, because we are trying to encourage more women. When we started, the commission started, there were like, the females were, I would say maybe 10% or thereabout, but now we can boast of maybe 30% to 40% of women at the Ghana Atomic Energy. We've not reached the equity, but I'm sure we'll get there when we encourage ourselves, when we mentor the young ones to take up nuclear science and all that. I know for sure one day we will get there.
So around the 20%, the female ratio in itself. Oh, and then you already mentioned also that the Women in Nuclear Ghana is initiated or started on 2020, as I'm not wrong. And then you already 5 years, yeah.
Yes,
already 5 years. What is the initiative that has been most successful so far maybe what kind of the initiative that the WIN, Women in Nuclear Ghana, is I mean the success initiative that you have been made.
Okay. So so as I said, when it comes to the Women in Nuclear Ghana, one of the things that we have to do is to mentor the young ones to and also to train train career development and all that. And I could say we've been able to promote, one of the things I've been able to promote the nuclear for women, and also to the outreach. I think I'll say one of our successes is the outreach programs in the country. And why am I saying that? Based on these outreach programs, you get calls from, I could just last 2 months, some of the senior high schools, they have finished and want to go into the tertiary schools. And I've been getting calls from a lot of the girls that I mentor that they want to go and do, maybe they are assigned to them, but they want to do programs that they could come to my school. When they say my school, they are talking about the School of Nuclear and Allied Sciences to come and train as maybe medical physicists, as nuclear physicists and all that. And I think when I hear those things, I feel happy because I know that the things that the association is doing is really having a good impact on the young ones out there. And also, when it comes to the tertiary institutions, most of the students that maybe we have encountered and have programs with, you realize most of them, especially those in the physics, they will call you and say, oh, we are done with school now, but we want to do nuclear science. And so can we apply to your school? And like I say, when they say your school, they're talking about the School of Nuclear and Allied Sciences. And it gives me joy. So you can see that within the next 4, 5, 6, I mean, within the next 10 years, I'm sure there'll be a lot of women nuclear scientists in Ghana. And this is one of the things that I'm really happy to be part of. And also the mentoring programs. We also have mentoring programs. So when we go into the schools, we try to encourage, so we form, like, we become mentors to the young ones that we've gone to the schools to have chats with. So that's what I'm saying. Most of my mentees, they always get back to me. I get back to them. Then we are discussing about their future, what they want to do and all that. And as I said, most of them, about 90% of them, want to be in the nuclear field. And I am happy to know about that. And so these are some of our success stories, the things that are working for us as women in nuclear.
So you already, I mean, the WIN Ghana already has some so many initiatives to encourage women to enter the STEM itself. Yeah. Do you have any support? I mean, from the budget?
Okay, so support, it's the Ghana Atomic Energy Commission is support, and this is the institute support us. Then yes, support, and we also try to also go out there to seek support from other corporate bodies to support our programs. Yes.
Yeah. Pak Jarod, do you have?
Well,
Raise hand again.
thank you. It was very interesting. I always observe many developing countries on the nuclear technology, progress on the nuclear technology. I read a document that Ghana's already invited the IAEA to review the nuclear energy infrastructure in your country. And well, they observed 19 key issues. Surprisingly, most of the 19 key issue is no obstacle, no problem at all. So correct me if I'm wrong. If once your government decide to build nuclear power plant, there is almost no challenge at all for for that kind of program.
Okay,
Do you
so
think so?
when it comes to the nuclear power, there's a whole unit that deals with it. But I mean, let's say the ones that are in public knowledge that I know, yes, when we are ready, we don't have any issue. And I think we've moved from phase 1 to phase 2. And when we are ready to build, Ghana has no issue. And I told Ginny that I'll get an expert to really delve into the nuclear power industry for you so that you could ask all the questions that you
Okay,
want
thank
to
you.
know about the nuclear industry in Ghana.
Yeah, but it is very good when I read
Yes.
the report of phase 1.
Yes, yes,
Yeah, thank
yes.
you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're hoping the best for Ghana.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you.
thank you, Dr. Aiden.
We really
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we already, it is now 5:30. Yeah, so we have to end up these webinars. But Irene, before we close this webinar, do you have any closing remark for us or for women?
Okay, so I would like to say, I mean, for women, what I'll say is one of the things I would like to say is nuclear is for all of us. And whether you are a woman, it's for you. And when you look up to some of the pioneers like Marie Curie and all that, they were able to do it. So don't limit yourself. You can also achieve your role. And always look out for a mentor. We've all been able to journey through the nuclear industry with the help of mentors. For me, it's one of the great things that has really helped me, getting somebody to mentor me through the nuclear journey. And so with mentors, mentoring is really good. So if there's any mentoring program in your country, please sign up onto it as a woman, and I'm sure it's going to help all of you. So I really would like to take this opportunity to thank Ginny for the opportunity to be here to share progress in Ghana with our nuclear program, especially in the non-energy application. And I'll be happy to join again if need be in the next webinar when we are invited. And also, as I said, I'll be happy to bring an expert on board to help you with the nuclear power industry and give you more information about what Ghana is doing in our nuclear energy journey. Thank you.
Thank you. It is us that should have to say thank you to Dr. Irene for letting us to know the information about Ghana's nuclear program. Thank you so much, Irene, for today. And then thank you so much for another opportunity for maybe your colleagues here to talk about the Ghana's nuclear power program, etc. Thank you so much, Irene. And
my pleasure always.
Yeah, we can meet again in somewhere and someday. Thank
Yes,
you.
sure, we'll surely meet again. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Baik. Ya, Bapak dan Ibu partisipan SIMNI yang setia, tadi kita sudah saksikan terkait dengan nuklir program tapi non energi ya dari Ghana, dan mereka berjanji juga akan memberikan narasumbernya untuk memberikan bagaimana sih nuklir power program di Ghana ke depan. Yang kita tahu bahwa statusnya sekarang mereka sedang feasibility study dan juga mencari site untuk membangun nuclear power plant-nya. Demikian, terima kasih Bapak dan Ibu yang telah menyediakan waktu berpartisipasi di acara HIMNI hari ini. Thank you so much and see you next week. Bye-bye, Irene. Thank you so much for your... Ya.
Bye-bye. Terima kasih Bapak Ibu sekalian. Sampai ketemu minggu depan ya. Thank you, Dr. Aiden. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you. Matur nuwun Bapak Ibu sekalian.